What's going on, fellow A-plusers? It's your boy Adam Perez back once again with a brand new video for you guys today as we're going to get into our movie review bag. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just first say it is so good to certainly be back with you guys again. Finally went ahead and got my laptop all situated, so we are in fact back, and you can join us live for our upcoming episode of A-Plus Hero Report this Sunday, January 22nd, going live Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time. So certainly join us for the return of A-Plus Hero Report, ladies and gentlemen. But this particular week, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about a movie by the name of Devotion. Finally had the opportunity to certainly go ahead and check this out. This is a movie I wanted to see in theaters, but unfortunately missed out on it. But if you guys were interested in checking out this film, it is now officially available on Paramount Plus. That's exactly where I went ahead and found this particular film. It may be out in theaters with very minimal screenings as of right now, but I am so glad that they went ahead and actually released this on Paramount Plus. I'm a big fan of Jonathan Majors. He's getting more notoriety, more attention. He's not only going to be in the Ant-Man movie here this upcoming February, but he's also going to be in Creed 3 this upcoming March, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that drops. So 2023 might in fact be the year of Jonathan Majors. And for me, while I have certainly seen him in other things, I really just continue to love this man's range and whatever he's certainly able to bring to the table when it comes to movies. And so this was definitely on my radar. And who doesn't love a great fighter pilot sort of film, if you will, right? I know Top Gun Maverick was certainly that type of film for 2022, but Devotion certainly was quite enjoyable to me as well. So if you haven't had the opportunity to check out Devotion, go ahead and certainly do so. Again, it is currently up on Paramount Plus if you have that as a streaming service. But believe it or not, this is actually a story that I certainly was not aware of. According to the Guardian, this particular film highlights a naval aviator by the name of Jesse Brown that's played by Jonathan Majors in here. It says Jesse Brown was the original Top Gun, a Navy fighter pilot whose heroism in the Korean War earned him the Distinguished Flying Cross, the loftiest award the U.S. military pins on high flyers. That he was also the first black pilot to pass Navy flight training put him in rarefied air. So the story of Jesse Brown is one that I think that we all personally should certainly know, and I'm really glad that they had the opportunity to certainly go ahead and tell it in here. I think Jonathan Majors, I feel like this man does so much research, is able to get into the character so incredibly well. His performance in this movie, absolutely outstanding. If there were some things that I probably wanted to see a little bit more of, maybe some more jet flying and sort of the fighter pilot aspect of things. They do have some pretty intense and just really gorgeous shots in here. The cinematography for this film is out of this world. I feel like every shot that I saw just drew me into this particular film. I think it might come in just over 2 hours or so, but I really enjoyed the pacing of it. I thought the story that they told for the most part was relatively solid, and to be able to see the Jesse Brown character, how he gets along with some of his other fighter pilot buddies, especially his wingman, if you will, by the name of Tom Hudner, if I'm not mistaken, I believe might be his last name. But I thought the crew and everything in here, everybody worked extremely well together. But to see Tom and Jesse's friendship and their bond grow throughout this film was definitely one that certainly intrigued me the most. And if anything, they did go ahead, and I'll go ahead and pop up an actual photo of Jesse Brown. There is a scene in this particular film where they call Jesse out onto the deck of the helicarrier, or the aircraft carrier, I should say, helicarrier, like we're in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, out onto the aircraft carrier, and they start taking photos of him. And while I knew going into this movie that this is certainly based off of a true story, I personally myself had to go ahead and try and find the story along with these images that certainly were taken, as this was done back in the 1950s, where there was certainly a lot of racial anxiety, a lot of racial injustices. So the idea of Jesse Brown being an African American man, not only in the Navy, but an actual aviator, certainly carried its weight to it. And I think this film did an amazing job of really showcasing just his importance, along with the impact that he certainly had. Like, there is something cool cool about being able to see other African Americans on these naval ships, that might work in the cafeteria or be scrubbing the floor sort of thing, kind of come out, just to see what Jesse Brown is certainly capable of, in the name and recognition that he brings with him, but also that belief in yourself that you could be in his particular shoes at some point in time, right? Like, never say never. You are more than capable of accomplishing the same things that this man certainly had. So I really enjoyed it, honestly. I thought this was a really solid film. If there was anything I was bummed about, again, it's probably maybe the lack of fighter pilot sort of jet scenes that we see in this particular film in regards to the action. And I don't want to be like the asshole and be like, man, I wish the story had a better ending. But there was definitely more of Jesse Brown that I certainly would have loved to seen. Not to say that not that Jonathan Majors was barely on screen or anything like that, but just his tragic ending, if you will, and things like that. I just wish it was explored a little bit more, or I don't want to even say less, and make it more meaningful. But it just felt kind of underwhelming by the time that I wind up getting to it. But I absolutely love learning about Jesse Brown in here, something I certainly didn't know about before getting into this. And I thought Jonathan Majors did an incredible job of certainly bringing this man to life, along with who he certainly was as a person, and really his own personal struggles. I mean, he's clearly understood where he was in the pecking order of things, or what people have said to him over his time, and the idea of Jesse really using that sort of as motivation to push him through all the adversities that he certainly has had to go through, I thought was just really compelling stuff. And to be able to see him as a family man in here really worked for me. And again, I think the relationship stuff with him and his buddy Tom, and just the effort, I should say, that the people around him made to make him feel included, to make him feel like you're more than just your skin color, that you're important to me. And I think the idea too of them being sort of flying mates, and the right-wing man sort of thing, I think that bond certainly showcased itself extremely well. So quite emotional, very riveting, great stuff. Cinematography off the charts. So I definitely would certainly recommend this film for you guys. If I had to grade it, I'll probably give it a solid B. Again, something that I certainly enjoyed, things I think could certainly have done better, but I thought that they told the story of Jesse Brown extremely well, and I'm so glad I finally got the opportunity to see Jonathan Majors in yet another film of what he's certainly capable of. So listen, if you want to see more of Jonathan Majors and see exactly his range, and something that's historical and educational all at the same time, check out Devotion on Paramount Plus. I don't think you guys will certainly be disappointed. But other than that, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for me here. We'll certainly see you guys later on this week. And until then, do me a big favor, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.